In this series we'll be travelling to Chiang Mai and on the way finding out if the airport is as congested as the news reports say, and showing you a possible way to avoid the congestion even if you're travelling on economy. Then we'll be staying in a beautiful classically styled hotel at an unbelievably low rate. We'll be sampling traditional northern Thai food, which is not always a good idea if you've got a weak stomach. Visiting a hill tribe in the exhilaratingly spectacular mountain ranges at the foothills of the Himalayas, then we'll visit one of the oldest and most magnificent temples in Thailand, and an overgrown jungle temple that could be straight out of the Raiders of the Lost Ark. And not to mention we'll be looking at Chiang Mai's old town in the evening in all its illuminated glory. It's quite fun. Join me on this eventful, eye-opening, informative and incredible mini break in Chiang Mai. I don't know why I waited so long to go, but I do know I'll be going back as soon as I can, and so should you. We're at Suvarnabhumi Airport. We're on our way to Chiang Mai. First time we've ever been there. There's been a lot of stuff on the news about there being thousands and thousands of people and long queues. That's why we had to get here early. And our flight's not till 9:30 and it's only a domestic flight, but we had to make time. There were a lot less people than I expected to see, and the queue for our 2-hour flight to Chiang Mai wasn't that long, but we decided to use the self-service counter instead, which was a little tricky for our first time, but a lot more convenient and a hell of a lot less hassle than standing in a bloody queue. If you're checking in your luggage, just say how many bags you're going to check in, and then you actually get your ticket there, so you don't have to do any queuing or anything. When you've checked in by self-service, if you want to check your bags in, it's also self-service. Now if like us you'd never done this before, not like this clever get, I suggest you slow down the video and watch very carefully. It certainly saves a lot of time. So we're through. That took about 10 minutes if you do it self-service. Of course we had to get a little bit of help pressing the right buttons and stuff. Our flight's at 9:30, so Bangkok Airways actually has a lounge even for economy travellers. We'd arrived at the airport at 7:30 in the morning and we were in the lounge by 10 to 8. There wasn't a lot of food to choose from, but it was fine and the place looked quite nice. Of course the only problem is we were expecting to be in a queue for hours, so we got here really early. And now we've got 1 hour and 40 minutes to wait, and at least we've got the airport lounge, which is very rare for economy, so that's a blessing. Thank you. We've arrived in Chiang Mai. It took an hour and a half as expected. 5,000 baht for 2 people, 2 ways on Bangkok Airways. So you can't complain. The airport here is a lot smaller than I actually expected it to be. For some reason I imagined a massive commercial airport, but it looks more like a little country town airport. interesting. Hello. Hello. This is the kind of place I can really get used to. It's very Thai style, colonial and lovely, and I spotted this while I was sat here. Just have a look at this. That's a bloody big beehive, which I suppose could be frightening, but I just asked one of the staff and he said the bees have been long gone. That's quite amazing. I think this is a pandan tree, one of my favourite trees, all veiny and gnarled like me. First impressions, I have to say, this hotel is bloody lovely. It's refurbished and looks brand new, but it's definitely all old colonial style, and they've gone to a lot of trouble to make it look like that. So like I said, very impressed, love the room. I haven't tried the bed yet, and another good thing about that is you can actually order more pillows at different softness, if you like. When you look at the place, it's actually hard to believe that 2 nights here is only 9,000 baht, and that's with breakfast. Ooh, gonna go and see what the food's like. And this is the bakery. That looks like somebody's done a big poo, but it's actually a chocolate croissant, or at least we hope so. Next door to the bakery was the restaurant and breakfast room, which was very nice, as you can see. And then I admired one of the paintings on the wall, which was from the glory days of Chiang Mai. And as it was lunchtime, we were feeling a bit hungry, we decided to have something to eat. To start with, we're having calamari. It's good. There's a lot more batter on it. It's not breadcrumbs, it's actually batter. Yeah. And the squid is quite soft. This is a seafood pizza with mussels, shrimps, calamari. Look at the size of that. It's certainly got enough mozzarella on it. The food is good. The battered calamari was 180, and the pizza, as you can see by the size of my hand next to the pizza, it's a big boy, and that's 350. Num num. With the tea and beer, look at the size of that pot. That's the tea. And the beer and the calamari and pizza, it came to $6.95. So it's 11:30 when we arrived here, and it's only 1 o'clock now. And the great thing is, as soon as we checked in, it only took about 15 minutes, and they let us into our room. We're not even supposed to go in till 3 o'clock. We've only been here an hour and a half, and we're already in love with the place. We went out for dinner that night and actually got to see quite a bit of the city centre due to the taxi driver getting us lost. But we had wanted to see the old wall that had originally been built in 1294 and has been since renovated. And we also got to ride by the side of the Ping River, which runs straight through the centre of the city. Then we went down quite a few interesting back streets, even though I was getting a bit ratty by this time. And even though we didn't know it at the time, we passed a restaurant called Dash, which we'd really wanted to go to. Unfortunately, it was fully booked. But we did have a plan B, and that plan was to go to a northern Thai food restaurant, which was called Chum. A little bit foreboding because chum in England is a dog food. The wife's choice. Let's see how good it is. The restaurant looked more like a converted house than a restaurant, but it was quite welcoming and friendly. And even though I was the only foreigner in the restaurant, nobody seemed to give a nobody seemed to care. But I did make myself known because I wanted to film the food that everybody was eating, because I thought it was better to film the real thing than just film a menu. And some of the diners very kindly let me film their meals. Of course, I didn't know the names of any of the meals, but one of the diners actually offered me this, which I was to find out later was to probably get a laugh at my expense. Of course, I politely declined, but she had tweaked my curiosity. The restaurant we're in now is a small restaurant down several back streets near the main centre in Chiang Mai, and it's called Chum, which is the name of the grandmother of the restaurant, just a tribute to her for the food. And this is real, authentic northern Thai food. And the only problem we got is no alcohol. So completely sober, I decided to check out what that woman had offered me. Honeycomb and banana leaves, no problem. We also ordered northern Thai sausage, spicy eggplant, chili paste with hard-boiled egg and vegetables. This is the fried honeycomb. We're not sure about that, I'll let you know. What did I say to you? I was expecting them to give us frogs and shit like that. But when I put it in my mouth, it had a kind of a foamy texture, like soft foam. And the flavour's quite nice. It's kind of salty, but it pops in your mouth and you get this juicy swoosh. And I could actually eat it if I didn't know what it was, but I'm kind of feeling a little seasick right now. It turns out that the honeycomb is actually bee larvae, and the wife's all upset now because it's bee eggs and she didn't eat it. So imagine how I feel. This is Chaing Mai, a very typical northern dish, very, very popular. And we have our good friend Anne and Kev, and if you've watched any of my other videos, then you'll have met them, okay? And if you haven't watched any of my other videos, then watch them. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Anyway, let's try it. It's good. Got a little bit of a kick to it, and the flavour is quite the same, but it's not. The sauce is not as thick. But yeah, meat's really tender. Sauce is nice. Very spicy. I like it. Now, chili eggplant. My missus tells me it's very spicy and she's Thai. Very soft, creamy. Oh, and I think I'm losing the power of the end of my tongue. No, that's damn spicy. Northern sausage. Yeah. I like Thai sausage wherever it comes from.
Hello
คุณชื่ออะไรครับ
ธวัชชัย
สวัสดี
เยอะ0%ก็เมาเหมือนกันนะ80 degree
This is something I've not done for a bloody long time, getting in a tuk-tuk. Yeah, it cost us 170 baht in the taxi when we came down. I'm not a lover of tuk-tuks, but this is kind of fun. You can actually see more than you can in a cab. It's fun, which makes it fun. I hope this bloody thing lasts a little bit longer. Quite fun. I'm glad I didn't have a big dinner though. He was a lovely guy, his name was Chai. Charged us like 130 to get back, whereas it cost us 170 to get there in a cab. But he was very pleasant, very, very helpful, and he's going to take us to the restaurant tomorrow and bring us back and show us around town. All for something like 300 baht, so can't complain. It was quite a nice dinner, cost us 400 almost 500 baht for what we had, and it wasn't a big dinner or anything, but it was quite nice apart from the bloody bee larvae. That was my own stupid fault. It did look like honeycomb. Got con gap. It looks pretty in the day, but it certainly looks pretty at night. Morning. Now it has to be said that considering the effort made to detail and the 5-star appearance of the hotel, the breakfast left a lot to be desired. Choices were limited and, shall we say, economical, but still I'd prefer a cheap sandwich in a fantastic hotel than a sumptuous breakfast in a crap hotel. And anyway, our minds were set on our tour of the surrounding area.
My name Jelly.
Jelly? Jelly? Jelly. So this is Jelly, and he's going to be taking us to see the Hmong hill tribe in the foothills of the Himalayas, one of the oldest, most famous and magnificent Buddhist temples in Thailand, and an overgrown and mystical jungle temple high in the hills. All this and more on the next episode of our first trip to amazing Chiang Mai. Don't miss it. Thanks for watching. Health and happiness. Bye for now.